1923. A world obsessed with one question. Could the dead really kill the living? When financier Lord Carnarvon died just months after opening King Tut's tomb, the world called it murder from the grave. Over the next decade, newspapers counted 22 mysterious deaths connected to the discovery. But was it a curse, or something far more ordinary? To understand the curse, we must go back to November 1922, to a hot, dusty valley where a British archaeologist named Howard Carter made the find of the century. Carter had searched for 6 years. His patron, Lord Carnarvon, had given him one final season. This was his last chance. Then, a water boy stumbled, not on a rock, on a stone step buried for over 3,000 years, the first step of a staircase. They dug for days, 15 steps, each revealing a sealed doorway. On the plaster, the royal necropolis seal, and behind it, untold treasure, just big enough for a candle. He peered inside. Lord Carnarvon waited behind him, anxious. At first, Carter saw nothing. Then shapes emerged. Gold everywhere. He couldn't speak. Carnarvon asked, "Can you see anything?" Carter finally whispered the words that would echo through history. "Yes, wonderful things." The antechamber was packed with thousands of objects, but the burial chamber itself remained sealed. It would take months to clear. Then came the discovery that changed everything. A clay tablet. Not inventory, but a warning. Death on swift wings. Newspapers would later call it the curse inscription. But was it real or sensational fiction? He continued working, but Lord Carnarvon, already ill with chronic lung disease, grew uneasy. Carnarvon had a weak immune system. In April 1923, a simple mosquito bite on his cheek turned septic. Blood poisoning set in. On April 5, 1923, at 1:55 a.m., Lord Carnarvon died. His last words were fevered cries. But what happened next made headlines worldwide. At the exact moment of Carnarvon's death, all the lights in Cairo went out. A power failure without explanation. Coincidence? Or the first strike of the curse? And thousands of miles away, in England, Carnarvon's dog let out a terrible howl, then dropped dead. Same hour, same minute. The story exploded. Newspapers sold millions. The Curse of the Pharaohs was born, not in ancient Egypt, but in the tabloids of London. Even Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes, publicly blamed elementals, spirits created by the pharaoh's priests to guard the tomb. But scientists were skeptical. They pointed to Carnarvon's existing health problems. And yet, the deaths kept coming. Next was George Gould, an American millionaire. He visited the tomb, laughed at the curse. 3 weeks later, dead of sudden fever. Prince Ali Farmi Bey saw the treasures. 1 year later, in a London hotel, his French wife shot him 5 times. The curse or a troubled marriage? Then Sir Lee Stack, Governor General of Sudan, was assassinated in Cairo. He had attended the tomb opening. 6 months later, a bullet to the heart. By 1929, newspapers had counted 22 deaths connected to the tomb. But what really happened? Let's separate fact from fiction.
The most likely explanation is simple biology. Ancient tombs are sealed for millennia, perfect breeding grounds for fungi and bacteria. One specific fungus, Aspergillus niger, can cause a deadly lung infection called aspergillosis. Symptoms include fever, coughing blood, and sudden death. Arthur Mace, one of the first to enter the tomb, died of a mysterious illness within months. Likely fungal spores inhaled during the excavation. Carnarvon had chronic bronchitis and pneumonia before entering the tomb. His immune system was already compromised. The mosquito bite was just the final straw. He likely died of erysipelas, a bacterial skin infection. Nothing supernatural, but the timing, combined with pre-existing illness, made it seem cursed. In 1923, the city's electrical system was unstable. Outages happened weekly. Only this one made headlines. And Carnarvon's dog? Susie was old and ill, dying naturally, but newspapers chose to link her death to her masters. It sold copies. Newspapers needed a narrative. The public wanted mystery. The term Curse of the Pharaohs was popularized by journalist Arthur Weigel, who openly admitted later that he exaggerated for effect. Howard Carter himself lived another 16 years. He died of lymphoma in 1939, at age 64. No curse claimed him. Studies of the excavation team show no higher death rate than the general population. The curse was pure statistical noise. Some deaths were tragic coincidences, like Lord Westbury, who committed suicide after his son's death. Grief, not a curse. People who believed in the curse became anxious, depressed, even physically ill. Mind over matter, or mind over mummy. The curse is a ghost story, entertaining but not real. The 1932 film The Mummy cemented the idea of a walking, killing Egyptian corpse. Pure fiction, but audiences couldn't get enough. The Valley of the Kings is a place of history, not haunting. The only curse is a story we told ourselves and refused to stop believing. So, if not a curse, what killed the 22? Let's review the real causes, one by one. Carnarvon, pre-existing lung disease, infected mosquito bite. Tragic, but not supernatural. Gould, pneumonia, possibly from tomb fungus. Probable, not supernatural. Sir Lee Stack, assassinated for political reasons. Egypt was in turmoil. Not a curse. Bethel, smothered, unsolved, but no evidence linking to tomb. Lord Westbury, suicide after his son's death. Grief is not a curse. Douglas Reed, rare bone disease, extremely unlucky, but not impossible. A real documented risk of tomb excavation. Science explains it. The others, heart attacks, strokes, ordinary accidents, and natural deaths. A curse was never needed. The real story of the mummy's curse has nothing to do with magic and everything to do with human nature. In 1923, nearly 80% believed. Today, less than a third. Education and science changed minds. The dead themselves never complained. Only the living told stories. Egypt's deserts hold many secrets. But curses, those were invented in London newsrooms, not Thebes.